Welcome to section 3.5, passive transport. In this section, we are exploring how molecules move across the cell membrane without any energy input from the cell. These processes are essential for life, keeping cells hydrated, balanced, and ready to function. By the end of this section, you should be able to explain what passive transport is, how diffusion and osmosis work, and why they matter for cellular health. You'll also be able to identify what affects the speed of diffusion and describe how cells manage water balance. Passive transport means moving substances across membranes without spending energy. In other words, no ATP is used. Instead, molecules move naturally from areas of high concentration to low concentration. This process is critical for the movement of things like oxygen, water, and nutrients. The three types we'll focus on are diffusion, facilitated diffusion, and osmosis. Diffusion is the simplest type of passive transport. It involves molecules like gases or small lipids spreading out from areas where they're more concentrated to where they're less concentrated. This continues until equilibrium is reached, meaning the concentration is equal on both sides. Gas exchange in your lungs is a great example of diffusion at work. Several factors can influence how fast diffusion occurs. A steeper concentration gradient means faster movement. Smaller molecules move more quickly than larger ones. Higher temperatures make molecules bounce around more, increasing speed. Denser solvents slow things down. And finally, the shorter the distance a molecule has to travel, the faster it diffuses. Some molecules can't slip through the membrane easily. Facilitated diffusion helps these larger or charged molecules move using proteins embedded in the membrane. Channel proteins form pores, which are like tunnels for ions or water. Carrier proteins bind the substance, change shape, and move it across. Importantly, even with this help, no energy is required. Osmosis is the movement of water across a semipermeable membrane. Water moves from the side with lower solute concentration to the side with higher solute concentration. This process is vital for keeping cells properly hydrated and maintaining structure, especially in plant cells, where water pressure supports the plant's shape. Tonicity describes how the surrounding solution affects a cell's volume. In a hypotonic solution, water enters the cell, which can cause it to swell. In a hypertonic solution, water exits the cell, leading it to shrink. An isotonic environment has equal solute concentrations inside and outside, so there's no net movement of water, and the cell remains stable. Cells actively manage their internal water balance through a process called osmoregulation. For plant cells, this involves maintaining turgor pressure, which keeps them firm and upright. Animal cells must avoid bursting or shriveling by adjusting their water content based on their environment. To wrap up, passive transport is a critical cellular function that allows substances like oxygen, water, and sugars to move across the membrane without using energy. It includes diffusion, facilitated diffusion, and osmosis, all driven by concentration gradients, not ATP. These processes help cells maintain balance and survive in changing environments.